Hello, hello out there. Hello. Welcome to the Ask Me Anything. I'm Matt Turner. Um, I'll wait a little bit. A couple seconds. Does my nose look good? Yeah, okay. My hair is fine. All right. So I'm here. I'm a puppeteer at Disney World. I've been doing puppets a long time. Well, yeah, pretty long. I got my first, let's see, when I was 3, I got my first puppets. They were Bert and Ernie. Got them for Christmas. And that's kind of what started getting me into puppetry. I liked watching the Muppets, and I liked watching Mr. Rogers, things like that. Um, but yeah, I'm here. I'm here to answer any of your questions except math questions. But if you ask me a math question, I can answer it. I might be wrong. I could also check on my calculator, see if it's right. But yeah, just here. Let's see. Like I said, I started getting into puppets when I was really little, about 3 years old. I got a Bert and Ernie puppets. Um, and then let's see, what else did I? Then from there, I did a lot of puppet shows at my church. I actually wrote a couple plays for my church. And then I also would do some puppet skits for the Vacation Bible School. They would do. And then at school, I would do the talent shows. I did some birthday parties. I've done birthday parties. Um, let's see, what else have I done? I went then from there. I actually went to college where I majored in puppetry. I went to the University of Connecticut, which is one of the few schools in the United States that has a puppetry program. Um, and while I was there, I auditioned and took a workshop with Sesame Street, where I got to learn from some of the Muppeteers. What drew me into puppetry? Um, just watching Sesame Street and Mr. Rogers, the Muppets when I was littler, and I don't know. I guess I just like the how it combines singing and dancing and being. Well, you don't always have to be funny, but singing and dancing and acting, and it also helps that I don't have to put on a costume because sometimes I don't want to dress up, but you can put a puppet on. My 4-year puppetry program, we learned pretty much a little basics of all the different types of puppets. We took a shadow puppet class, hand puppets. There was marionettes. Um, we also would take acting classes and set design and costuming. What's my favorite puppet? You mean like a character or a type of puppet? My favorite character that's a puppet is Kermit the Frog. And then my favorite type of puppet, if that's also what you're asking, is the hand and rod puppets, which is like the Muppets, which I have an example. This is what they call a hand and rod puppet, which is mostly like the Muppets. See if you can see that. This is Loki. Hello. Um, my right hand is controlling his head and his mouth, and then his arms are attached to sticks here, or rods, and then my left hand controls those. Uh, yeah, I have met John Kennedy a couple times. I helped him with one project, like a little short music video that he did. Yeah. Oh, hi there. Well, mostly at Disney World, we use these type of puppets. Uh, like when we did the Disney Junior show. I'm too high. I can't see my face. When we did the Disney Junior show, we used these type of puppets. And then we did a Muppet show recently at the Magic Kingdom, where we also used these puppets. Well, they were actually made by the Muppet Workshop, or the people who make the Muppets now, Muppet puppets. Yeah. Am I too close to the camera? Am I? Oh, I gotta back up. Okay. Let's see. I do make puppets. That was that was part of the curriculum at UConn. We would also learn how to perform, and we had to make all our own puppets. Um, let's see. Online resources to learn this. I guess the only thing I could say is watch a lot of YouTube of the Muppets and that type of puppetry. There's not really online courses that I'm aware of, but yeah, just watch a lot of the Muppets and TV type of puppetry. And if you want to learn lip sync, uh, you can practice that anytime. Lip sync is just that using your hand and moving your hand at the same time as you talk. So with every syllable, you'll be moving your thumb because, that's how that's how we talk. We talk with our lower jaw like this. So if we talk like this, because if I talk like this, then if we really look like that, we look like we talking like that, which does not feel good. So yeah, you can practice this anytime. You can lip sync to a song when you're riding in the car or listening to music at home. Yeah. Let's see, scroll down. UConn, yes, the Huskies. Jonathan the Husky was our mascot. Let's see. How many shows do we have to learn for Disney? It depends. It depends what you're, I guess, cast in. I know. Let's see. I know the Voyage of the Little Mermaid show. I know the um, Festival of the Lion King show, and the Muppet show, which they do sometimes. And it depends. If we don't always do the same show every week. We can do different days of the week. Like on Monday, I could be doing one show, and Tuesday I could be doing another show. We know what we call tracks. So like in the one day, the track could be different. Like a track would be okay. So I know the Sebastian track, which I could be doing that all day on a Monday, and on a Tuesday in the same show, I could be doing a lobster. So I'd be doing, two different things in the same show, but I wouldn't be necessarily doing the one thing all the week. Oh, Lily says hi. That's my daughter. Let's see. Yeah, my favorite show to do. I guess my favorite show to do would be the Muppet Show, which is unfortunately not all the time. I think it's kind of like seasonal now. Yeah. But yeah, the 4-year puppetry program, we just would learn each semester. We took different puppetry classes of different types of puppetry, shadow puppetry, hand puppetry, and yeah, we'd learn all how to make the puppets, how to perform the puppets. We also would take acting classes and set design classes and costuming, because all that is kind of part of puppetry. You have to do kind of all of it. So Loki is one type of hand and rod puppet. Like I said, I also have another type of hand and rod puppet. He's not really a rod puppet though. Now this is Gabriel. He works kind of the same way as the Loki puppet did. My right hand goes into his head to control his head and his mouth, like that. But instead of having rods, my hand actually goes into his arm. Like, if I can get... There we go. Like this. And then so my hand actually can control his hand, and he can pick up things like... Careful, careful. See? Haha! Look, see? I can pick up a cup like this and drink. There's nothing in it. Just a prop. Prop. That's a prop is a theater term, I believe. So I know stuff. Yeah. Let's see, whatever there. Do I do voice work to get into character? Well, at Disney, we don't actually do the voices. We lip sync to the tracks because, you know, not everyone can sound like the characters. But for this, just a little bit ago, I was warming up my voice a little bit because I haven't really been talking much. I mean, besides to my wife and my daughter. So I do a little warm up, like kind of like a singing warm up. Yeah, the process of auditioning at Disney. Well, I auditioned. I think I auditioned a little differently than most people. I was actually at a puppetry festival, which is like a convention put on by the Puppeteers of America, and I auditioned. We did lip sync, so we did without a puppet. So we lip synced like this to a song, and then we would put on a puppet, and then we did that. We lip synced with a puppet, and to see if we could move that in our arms. It was like kind of like a cattle call, which means a lot of people showed up. You get a number. We did a little movement to make sure we can, move. Not really dance because we don't really dance there. Do I help with new shows? I have. It depends. Not everyone gets picked for new shows. So like for the Muppet show that they did, I was part of the opening cast with that. So actually, we in our rehearsal process, the actual Muppeteers came down and helped us trained us kind of so we could do the characters correctly. So you could see, when you're at Disney World, you could see, oh, that's the Muppets. Yeah. Does my daughter love what I do? I think so. I don't know if she really understands she know what I do. I do it at home sometimes, and sometimes she'd rather just pretend to cook at her little kitchen. Yeah. But lately she's asked for some puppets, so I made her a little puppet not too long ago. How does this work? So they're seeing me right now, but I don't see them. Interesting. Gabriel's actually one of my oldest characters I made up. He was first made for a Christmas play at my church, and he was supposed to be Gabriel the Angel. But I'm blue. I took poetic license. Okay. Actually, then this is the newest version of Gabriel. I made him not too long ago, a couple months ago. I have some of the older versions here to show, kind of like, I could show you the evolution of him. I don't have the first Gabriel. I think he's in an archive, and by an archive, I think he's at my parents' house somewhere. But I have the second and other versions of Gabriel. But yeah, so this is the second version of Gabriel I made. I made him in high school, and actually, so you can see how the design is changing. This actually, the fur here is some of the original Gabriel fur, which was made out of, he was first made out of a slipper that I would fold in half. And then I made him, so he was a second version for another. And then in college, actually you probably all saw this in the preview picture. This is another version of Gabriel I made in college. And then, but now I have the newest, which I think is, so they're all kind of the same, a little different as I practice and because they're learning how to make puppets a little better. And yeah, the original Gabriel was made out of a slipper, like a fuzzy slipper that I was at JCPenney, and I folded it in half and just started playing around with it, put some ping pong balls on it. The puppet community is small, but also big. I know of Ibex Puppetry, but I don't know, or I don't think I've met David Jordan. So yeah. But actually, when you do puppets, oh, I have another question. My started love for puppetry was just watching the Muppets and Mr. Rogers. You know, that's pretty much what started it. And it just kind of grew on me, I guess. Like a fungus. That's gross. Yeah. But and that what we do at Disney is different than the Muppets a little bit because that's live puppetry, and the Muppets they do TV puppetry, and TV puppetry, it's kind of like what I'm doing now. I can see myself in the monitor, but you all wouldn't know. But when I turn Gabriel's head this way to my left, when I'm looking at it on the screen, he's going to the right. So I have to do everything, as the Muppets do, they do everything backwards. Let's see. Another question. A couple questions. What advice do I have to give someone who wanted to learn about puppetry? Just watch as much puppetry as you can, not just the Muppets. There's tons of puppetry. There's marionettes, there's shadow puppetry you could find, and just kind of see what you like the best. I just happen to like this style the best, but that doesn't mean it is the best type of puppetry. Puppetry is wide-ranging. So yeah, just expose yourself to all different types of puppetry, and just be open to learning new types. What is the best food at Walt Disney World? What is the best food? I don't know. I'll have to think about that. There's a lot of good food. I like Earl of Sandwich, but I mean that's just a sandwich. And that what I like going to Hoop-de-Doo, which is a show. They have good food there. So you have dinner and a show. I also like the cookies. The cookies are good. The hardest part of my job Probably the physicality, doing the same motions every day. It can be hurt. It can hurt your back, hurt your shoulders. But we always warm up. Uh, we have an athletic trainer who helps kind of lead us through warm-ups and stretches and do not weight training, but just so we can keep our body healthy. The best part is probably just performing, doing what I like to do, doing what I went to school for, which is nice. Not a lot of people who graduated in a major necessarily get to do what they like to do. Yeah. What's your favorite part, Gabriel? Of what? What's your favorite part of your job? I don't have a job. Oh, that's true. I sit in the corner a lot, just staring off into space. But I don't have a job because I'm a puppet. Puppets don't have jobs. Mostly. That's true. Do you have to have a degree in puppetry? No. No, you don't have to have a degree in puppetry. I'm actually at Walt Disney World. I'm one of the few. I think there's 3 or 4 people who actually have a degree in puppetry who work there. And you don't have to have a puppetry degree. And I guess it could help in some ways. You get to learn a lot of different types of puppets. For instance, but you don't have to have one because Jim Henson, he didn't have a degree in puppetry, and look at him. So, yeah, you don't have to have a degree in puppetry, but it does help. It helps. Yes, you do, Gabriel. You make kids laugh. Is that about the degree in puppetry or your job? The job. How did I develop the voice for Gabriel? I was first going to base it on, I don't know, a lot of you are too young to know who was watching this, about Jiminy Glick. He's a Martin Short character. And he kind of talks like this. And I don't know, but it just kind of evolved into this, where I talk like, oh, am I supposed to move your mouth? You're not, what's going on here? Why are you doing, you sound like me, but I wasn't moving my mouth when you started to talk. So yeah, it's a lot of voices I find, they'll start off with maybe an impression of someone, and then maybe they're a bad impression, but they're still a good voice. Yeah. It's weird when you started talking and you sounded like me, but my mouth wasn't moving. Freaked me out, I'll tell you that much. So yeah, another type of puppetry that we do at, I don't really have any examples at Walt Disney World, is rod puppetry, which is basically exactly what it sounds like. It's a rod, just a rod, like this, and there's something on it. You control the puppet with a rod. I like that. Yeah, actually, almost anything could be a puppet. This is just a wand with a star on it. You could make that a puppet, make it move around, dance. But yeah, almost anything could be a puppet. So that's But with Disney World, we use rod puppets sometimes. The latest thing they did was the menagerie show at not Magic Kingdom, at the Animal Kingdom, where they were these giant puppets that could walk around, interact with people. They were animal puppets. And actually, two of them, they had a mama polar bear, which two people actually wore. They wore like a backpack, and they had to control the puppet. Do I have a dream character you would like to puppeteer, whether at Disney or elsewhere? Well, I kind of already did that. My dream, my favorite character, like I said, was Kermit, or is Kermit, and I helped actually get to put on the Muppet show that they did at the Magic Kingdom, and so I got to learn how to be Kermit for that show, and was taught by the actual Kermit at the time. He came in and gave us some tips on how to do it. But again, so I got to be Kermit. I would like to, maybe someday be on Sesame Street or work with the actual Muppets on TV. Yeah, that's my dream, my dream so far. But yeah, I was very lucky I got to help be one of the Kermits, or a Kermit. And I actually used to do, I don't know where he is now. I actually did Kermit, performed a Kermit at my wedding. At my wedding reception, not at the wedding. That would have been maybe not legally binding but I did a little song with Kermit, because I used to, or still do, I guess, sometimes a Kermit the Frog impersonation. But I think my daughter Lily has taken, I think she still has the Kermit puppet somewhere. She took it. That was very interesting. Not. I was going to go back down. Right here. You need me? No. Thank you. Can you still see my eyes? Yes. Oh, okay. Sorry. You need me? No. Thank you. Can you still see my eyes? Let's see. Oh, so I guess my wife is going to go look for it. Oh, okay. Sorry. Oh, my handy assistant has found the Kermit puppet. I'll just do a little bit. Just a little impersonation. Hi there, how are you? Okay, that was really good. That was my little short cameo, and yeah. I'm gonna go back over here now. That was my Kermit puppet, my Kermit impersonation. So yeah. Yep, that was. Let's see. But if anyone have any other questions or any other tips they want to know, we can do. I don't know if I'm going to assume that you're doing it with me. A little. I can teach you a little bit more how to lip sync. So. Yeah, so for lip sync, you just move your thumb kind of in time with your words for every syllable. So for instance, I'm going to count to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 has 2 syllables, so you open your mouth twice. 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. And if you're actually having trouble with just isolating your thumb and moving it like that, you can keep your hand on the top here, and that will also help you not do this, because as I said, we don't talk like this. I mean, maybe we do, some people do, and they don't know, but yeah. Tips for making a puppet at home. Um, like I said, almost anything could be a puppet. If you have any old socks, you can make a sock puppet. I don't have any socks around me right now. Um, yeah, anything you can make anything to a puppet. You can put some eyes on it with some hot glue. Um, I'm not. I went to school for puppet making, but I'm in puppetry. But I'm not a. I don't feel like I'm a great puppet builder. Yeah, there's also a lot of patterns you can find online, and then just get that you can find Project Puppet. I believe you can get some patterns. They're not too bad. They're not too expensive. Yeah. If you want to follow me on Instagram, you can. I'm under MT Puppeteer. That's letter M, letter T, Puppeteer. Um, right now, I'm doing what someone's doing. They started a Muppet Mayhem drawing prompt. So every day there's a different prompt, and we draw. So that's what mostly was on my feed right now. Yes, you can use a slipper. Make sure it's clean or not being used. Otherwise, the person that you use their slipper will only have one slipper, and that could cause some issues in the household. And who wants issues right now? But yeah, if there's no other questions, I think we're going to say goodbye. But I don't want to say goodbye. I haven't had any other real human contact in such a long time. Oh, I actually have my handy assistant just gave me a puppet. I whipped this together for my daughter the other day, but for making puppets at home. See, this is a sock puppet, one of my old socks. And I just, put some eyes on there. The nose. Use the pom-pom for the nose. And this is supposed to be a mustache because my daughter wanted a mustache on the puppet. Hi there. Hello there. I don't think I'm camera ready. Huh. But yeah, so it was fun. This was fun talking to you. Talking to you all, answering whatever questions you may have. Hope I answered them correctly. But if not correctly, how would you know? There's not like an answer key. I don't think. Oh, maybe there. But yeah, you can find me on Facebook, just Matt Turner. But yeah, Matt Turner on Facebook, MT Puppeteer on Instagram. You can see my Muppet doodles that I'm doing for the month of May. But this was fun, and we'll hope to see you all again sometime. Stay safe out there. Thanks for watching. Goodbye. Bye-bye. It's hard to click a mouse with your left hand when you're right-handed. I wouldn't know. Bye. Bye-bye.